Welcome back, everyone.
Oh man, that was almost in sync.
Almost. But, I'll let you introduce these two special teams.
Yes, these special teams. Well, this time we're over on the other side of the bracket. Starting off, we will see Wet Lemons versus Your Roadhog is Insane, Seagull said, as he slipped his feminine hand into Moon's pants and smirked. Are you trying to insert your payload? Protests Moon as Seagull blushed. The boy's figure undressed before Moon. Weak tank play, Moon. The two kiss deeply and passionately, and afterwards, Seagull charges like Reinhardt through Moon's Symmetra portal. Also known as Moon, less than 3 Seagull.
That's the actual team name. I couldn't fit it. So
It doesn't fit in the whole thing. Oh, switching team sides?
Oh, yeah. It doesn't switch team names, though.
Nope, wish it did.
All right, here we go. Now we're starting.
Clip it, guys, clip it.
Flip it. All right.
Starting off on Route 66.
Traveling to Route 66.
So, as we come into more familiar names, I love it.
Players we've seen.
I know most of these people.
These teams are going to be starting off with fairly meta, I could say, team comps. We've got Hershey, who is going to be playing Tracer, it seems. Hanky is going to be Lucio. Nick A is on the Winston. Hacking is on the Genji. Rock being the diva this round. The other side, it looks like Riftbolt is going to be Bastion. Let's just assume that these guys are going to be memeing us for the most part. But it could be Stun with the double shield. Riftbolt is going to be the Bastion. Mickey is going to be the Orisa. Met seems like he's going to be on Torbjorn for now. Adam, the Mercy main. Ambi on Reinhardt, and Bull Hit on the Zenyatta. Kaon seems to be picking up the Mercy for the defending side. Having that res is always important.
It's almost a must-have, if you could say. But as we come into a new map, a new round, new teams, I don't even know what to call the other team except for Moon less than 3 Seagull.
There's Moon and Seagulls.
Moon and Seagulls. How romantic and lewd. But the
Moon
doors
12,
do open.
yeah. Looks like they are going to be going with a double shield, triple tank.
Triple tank, you say? Sounds familiar.
Personally, I think it's a little bit weaker in this meta. Dive kind of picks it apart fairly well, not to mention the Mercy rezzing it. The damage isn't always there, but Riftbolt is going to be doing a lot of damage to this team.
I mean, they had the right idea jumping in on top here. Riftbolt still hasn't moved. He's going solo. Finally does go down by Haking. And I think
gets out. Yeah, slides away.
Even after that, I mean, the payload still isn't... Oh, now it's starting to move, and now it's basically... as Haking falls. Rock has still been there the entire time. Now Hershey now back in, and they're just kind of trading places here. But the res does come up from Kaon, and actually in the back, Hershey
is in a bad spot.
Headshotted by Morris.
Might have been a preemptive transcendence there. As Nick gets taken out of the air by Bullhead.
So far, the Bastion working for Riftbolt, who's actually a fairly good DPS. We saw him in the last tournament doing a lot of work on Tracer, I believe it was. And actually right now, speaking of Tracer, Hershey sitting in back, doesn't quite have pulse bomb yet, looking for a good stick, but is going to go for Adam, who's kind of pocketing Riftbolt, who's going to hit tank configuration. It might have been early, but it's been a trickle effect.
Ooh, God.
Wow, oh
5!
Play of the game!
No, 5 people dead because one man. Rock is not going to get out. Surprised they did not stagger this.
Well, I mean, in that point,
yeah,
Riftbolt's just too happy, and he just wants to kill more.
Yeah, just kill everything.
So not too much of a delay to get to that first checkpoint here. They're going to stick. Wet Lemon's going to stick with their composition here. Met on Zarya's got that Graviton Surge. We'll see how they can maybe combo that with something here. But Hanky is actually way off on the side looking for a boop to get from that self-destruct, but actually gets 3 with
I
it.
think that was just perfectly placed where it was in front of the Rhine Shield and behind the Orissas.
Yeah.
They're going to just collapse on this team.
Team kill.
Yeah, getting the Mercy with that was very good. That was well played.
What I
Hanky
mean,
a bit far pushed up.
talk about like absolute like the best ult economy usage right there. Just using one really to get and just kill 3 right away, and they clean it up. They're going to engage right here. Kaon actually hitting the resurrection early here, along with a lot of other ultimates here. Mickey's trying his best to keep that alive here, but with Nick doing a lot of work actually with Primal Rage here, is beating people into a corner, creating a lot of chaos here, and actually gets a freebies with this Primal Rage.
Yeah, it looked like Mickey did drop the bongos, but those were taken out real quickly. No big amounts of damage boost. The Mercy healing persisting throughout multiple targets. Very useful for them.
Our duty is to move the payload.
Didn't even see that King switched it over to the Junkrat there. Probably a bit better for the double shield, and he's going to be sending that right into that tunnel. He'd ever climbing up the wall.
Ooh. Actually, the shield from Mickey blocked it just barely here, but Riftbolt is actually going to come out and try and alarm his way in and try and get as many kills. But Hershey actually now onto some McCree, and he's doing a little bit of work here, and it's not enough. Self-destruct getting placed right into that tunnel, and they're in a tiny place right now, and they got to bust out of a smaller door, but it looks like it's just not quite working for them just yet.
It might not be the best thing for them to be pushing up into that room with a Junkrat on the enemy team. He can just keep spamming into that room. Riftbolt switching it over to Reaper, trying to flank around, but he gets caught out by Hershey.
Oh my god. Nick actually initiating with a Primal Rage into that small space, actually grabbing Met and throwing him outside onto the payload, and Hershey is going to help out and pick up, but Adam actually is going to get a kill as a Battle Mercy here, as he does eventually fall, but it's Ambi going to throw out
Nick.
only one with the hammer down, and it's a waste at that point as Hanky and King are going to clean it up then.
Brock trying to build ultimate so he can get his mech back. He's at 95%. Almost there. He will be having it for this next fight. This would be the time for Wet Lemons to jump in. They only have 4 people available to them, and their main support is down. But they were able to regroup in time. High noon on the top round.
And Hershey doesn't get a single soul with that, maybe a little bit of damage, but the Tire as well doesn't get anything, as Bullhit is getting a lot of heals with his Transcendence here, as the Wet Lemons are deciding to fight on the payload rather than on the buildings in the surrounding area. And so far it's working for them. Finally, Met throwing out the Graviton Surge, but there's no follow-up. Riftbolt too late to the party, only getting 1 with a Death Blossom.
Yeah, Hanky timed that fairly well with the right before the Death Blossom came out. He managed to get his beat off. If he had died in the animation of that beat, it would have been lost for good.
Beat off, you say? Well,
Hey,
even after that,
don't do this to me.
even after that about minute-long fight, there's 30 seconds left in the round. Wet Lemons haven't got it underneath the bridge, the payload that is. And they need to keep pushing here. Actually, Rock going with an early self-destruct to push them back and delay that attack. And now they got to wait. But right now, actually, Moon x Seagull are sitting pretty here with 3 ultimates here. With overtime is going to tick away. Way behind, Hershey gets no one once again with the Deadeye.
Double Mercy Valkyrie gets popped. And it looks like Adam is going to die in his, as Hershey fights off Ambi, who is decided to go back to the point, as he knows the overtime is ticking down, but it doesn't matter because King is going to clean him up. The round stops there.
So far, the love affair between Moon and Seagull is blossoming.
To 1.
Well, let's see if it can bear fruit here as we go into a second map. into control. Well, I'm sorry. Just kidding. I'm dumb. Don't listen to me. We still got another
don't
round.
say that.
Ugh. Felt so good about that too.
It's okay.
I was enjoying it.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
Just getting patted on the back here. Ugh.
You
Good
did
kid,
it.
Maggie. Good kid.
Yeah. Damn it. Oh well.
Tell me about the rabbits.
Well, we'll switch
This is-
sides here. Oh.
All right, the teams. Ooh,
Well-
Pake is disconnected. Gonna have to throw out a pause.
And
Tap.
yeah, tactical pause. But as get the timer going here, 5 minutes for each team here. Monka S indeed.
I will be. Yeah, I guess I'll take Wet Lemons. Timeouts if they ever decide to use it.
Rage quits. Oh, he's back. All right, stop that fresh old timer. Good, good, sweet. As we go back in, as they choose their heroes, Rift Bolt sitting on a Mei, perhaps. Do I see a Mei in the future here?
Could be useful. Seeing he's capable on
Do
multiple
you see the
DPS.
devil in your future?
Oh man, a
Exactly.
made devil skin would have been way better than the one we got.
Right?
No, it looks like
Should have been her instead of
gonna be-
Symmetra in Junk's
Yeah.
Revenge. The summoner
Yeah.
May appears.
The devil herself. But with, well, the
Attack commences.
inclined to
in
say
30
troll
seconds.
picks.
but no, they're fully out. With the Hershey probably on the troll picks. I'm saying that Rift Bolt.
Hershey
From the
playing
side of
Symmetra
Wet
would be
Lemons.
totally in character of the team name, right?
Oh yeah. Now they
Symmetra's
just need to
portal.
charge through the portal.
No,
Charging
wait.
real hard to that portal.
Symmetra's portal.
Oof,
Oh no.
makes me uncomfortable at best. But
One.
the doors will open. Hershey
Double entendre.
really getting him, God.
Escort the payload.
Get onto the Bastion, and they're gonna do their double shield just as in last game with Big Bus.
They trying to show them up.
Most likely, but I mean, Rift Bolt,
Well, no, it wasn't big.
he's
Buck.
got a lot of damage to deal here. As Junkrat, little flank maneuver gets immediately shut down as Hershey turns around and deals a bunch of damage. But Mickey here is gonna be trying to get through those shields as Winston, but it's just a very tiptoe game here. But the concussive mines from Rift Bolt are gonna blast them off.
Yeah.
They actually,
got locked up on the high ground. He's just continuing to lay damage in. The tunnel vision not doing him any favors. Had an opportunity to kill Mickey there. Gonna get hooked
Man,
and
remember the
killed.
last time we saw Sombra play on this map?
probably last month.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, Sombra isn't bad. You're getting those
No,
health
she's-
packs, a lot of ultimates here. With the changes to Sombra, too, it can shut down a few more heroes' ultimates, I believe.
Yeah, it's fun
Like,
to
right
watch
away.
on this map, actually.
And it looks like with
She's
Hershey's
really
tank
good on it.
configuration, gonna,
Hack two very important health packs that are useful for defense and attacking, but looks like Rift Bolt is going to be throwing out the tire directly to counter Hershey. The res comes out and immediately into turret configuration.
But Nick, in the meantime, charging Mickey off the edge into the abyss below. But right now, a Roadhog fight as Ambi is going to throw the whole hog, even being anti-healed, and actually gets
Sleep
slipped
comes
by
out. Yeah,
Hanky. Doing a little work, shutting him down, but will get healed back up by Adam.
Ooh, anti-heal.
Oh, the great little combo there. A lot of damage. With
that's
Matt
really
down
good.
too.
They just got the
That's
Sombra. You gotta start pushing now that you know the opportunity that it won't be all your work will be cut down by Symmetra, or not Symmetra, Sombra.
And even Hershey on
Shots find them.
Widowmaker getting damage boosted by Kaon actually picked off Adam before he could use Valkyrie as he just resurrected both. And look at their ultimates right now on the side of Wet Lemons. They have 5 of their 6 and they haven't really had to use them that much. But now they have to
Rocky is
scramble
gonna
back
catch
to point.
him off guard. Good sleep by Hanky. EMP comes out. Not really shutting down any ultimates. It looks like Met has no teleport to get away from this. Hershey picking off those kills.
Yeah, sitting way in the back with a little help from Kaon. was what really sealed the deal on that first checkpoint here. They don't have to go too far here.
And
to
they have
get the
ultimates
win.
to spare.
They absolutely do, but so does Wet Lemons here. Adam still has Valkyrie, I guess so does Kaon.
It's like Rock is just gonna be holding them off as they push this payload up.
Rock creating as much space as he can, but and
He
maybe
went for it.
may not be against what they're trying to do. They still have 3
Here
minutes left.
comes the
though.
tire. Ooh, Nick gets it with a nice fire strike, and he does get 2 people with that ultimate.
So far, it's pretty even here as it's a back and forth. Kaon doing a lot of resurrection work. Adam died early, could not use Valkyrie as he's actually going to pop it early just to try to fly back. As 2 tanks are left to defend the point, Mickey trying his best to slap people away. But
Yeah,
Nick
Hershey just sees this monkey just start slowly walking backwards. And it looks like Moon and Seagull are going to be taking the first round.
Moon and Sea, I think, it cut off.
Yeah, it got cut off there for me too.
It does that now. It's a feature.
Yeah, it's
Everything's a
working as intended.
A 5-man, I believe. 1, 2, let's count, kids. 3, oh, well, almost 3.
3.
And there's the 4 after the res. Oof,
Yeah.
feels bad, man.
Perez just to get a rocket to the face.
Epic.
Oh.
Excellence.
I think the key points in that victory was shutting down Adam over and over again.
And
that
that
was-
getting that mercy res off was
Yeah, he never used Valkyrie until I believe the very end, just trying to get back to the point.
It does get that bonus speed and mobility. Like Adam has already decided on Lijiang Tower.
Easy enough for me. All right. You know, why don't you remind the good people at home the actual team name of Moon?
Oh yes,
Love and
yes. You
Seagull.
got Team Wet Lemon versus Your Roadhog is insane, Seagull said as he slipped his feminine hand into Moon's pants and smirked. Are you trying to insert your payload? Protests Moon as Seagull blushes. The boy's figure undressed before Moon. Weak tank play, Moon. The 2 kissed deeply and passionately. Afterwards, Seagull charged like... Sorry, I'm messing this up completely. The 2 kissed deeply and passionately. And afterward, Seagull charges like Reinhardt through Moon's symmetric portal.
Oh. Only if only Moon would have been doing the grand finals and they made it to the grand finals. I
Oh,
wonder if he
man.
would have read that.
I don't think he'd know the names completely. He would have. He probably, would have just saw it from the lobby, and just assumed that was the name there. Well, as we get into the maps, starting off on Garden, team comp's coming out. It seems as though the only one memeing us is Adam. Probably gonna go. There it is. There's the
Only
mercy.
one. Jeez.
I mean, from Wet Lemon.
Okay. I'm surprised to see. Well, maybe not. Usually, well, I guess Haking is doing a Pharah. Kaon, of course, on Mercy. But let's see how Mickey will try and deal with high-flying heroes such as Pharah. Because they don't. I mean, Rift Bolt is hit scan, but you have to be obviously up close and personal as Tracer here. But maybe a bit of tank play and DPS play to get those high flyers down.
2, 1.
And with Hershey actually sticking with a bit of Widowmaker here.
Wood is not bad on this. There's opportunities for you to get shots off into their spawn. There's a lot of things you can grapple to. Just no real high ground where you can kind of sit back and aim at the point.
Looks like teams taking opposing sides to get into the point, and Riftbolt immediately going for Hershey way in the back, along with Ambi, who's quite low here, as all the DPS and dive is going way in the back, only getting Rock out of mech so far as teams are splitting up to defend their respective supports. As resurrections come out here, the teams move on to the point. K on the first Mercy to fall here. Maybe that's enough as Matt doing a bit of work on Zarya here, getting 2 down for himself. Actually 3 now, and maybe 4th with the help from Mickey.
He is gonna get out, only one to not die. Probably gonna see Hershey swap off to something else. The entirety of their team can easily shut down a Widowmaker.
Yep, good on him to be flexible with his choice of heroes here. He damage boost on his way into the point as Adam actually killing himself, falling off into the darky depths below.
I think he got caught on geometry there.
Oh no. And
Hacking, just going in, and Mickey picking up Hershey in that fight. And does res Hershey though, and he managed to pick up Ripple. And with Mickey, yeah.
the plunder.
With Adam falling off the edge, that was their opportunity to go in.
Yeah, you gotta capitalize on those type of moments.
Who killed their Mercy?
The Mercy
I don't know.
Mercy.
You can't res yourself.
Maybe in the next patch, who knows?
Oh, please no.
Better than ever. Looks like a bit of a split offensive here, as such as dive comp here. Primal Rage and Valkyrie's being thrown out on either side here, but Nick going down. Hanky did get into the pit here, but Hershey
picks up both hit.
Gonna be grabbing some of his own here. And with the teams going back and forth, still Valkyrie from Kaon is keeping some alive and actually trying to go a little Battle Mercy style before going back to the heals here.
Oh, Hanky. He's in a bad spot. He's caught off guard. Run around. Healing up.
Yeah,
there he goes.
Ambi doing the right thing to tactical death.
Tactical death.
Surprisingly not going for Hanky, but I guess wanted to try and respawn with his team here. As Moon, Heart, Seagull keep off the attackers here, going up on to 60%. With Haking has his Death Blossom here. We'll see. Maybe he'll try to sneak into the side, perhaps. He's gonna go into the back.
Haking is gonna be going for the flankaroo. Gets on bull hits. Gonna be not cleaning him as he's forced to pop Transcendence here. Haking is just gonna be getting his ultimate here and dying to a deflecting Genji.
It was a good. It was good on Haking to wait. He saw Transcendence got popped. That's what he wanted to do. He's like, now is my time to shine, and gets reflected right back into his face. So, a great defense.
Whenever I play, Genji and I deflect the Reaper, it's for some reason I still die. I just don't.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, the entire team dead instantly except for Ambi.
An absolute team wipe there. Let's rewind it just a bit here.
Yeah.
Hershey coming out with the Deadeye to essentially herd the cattle, what it seemed like, because he got one anytime. Yeah, I mean, he went real quick with it. Rock, Graviton Surge, and everything just pounce in and collapse. And up to 99% here, they're defending the overtime. But Mickey, oh my gosh, loses Dragon Blade.
Adam is popping that Valkyrie, and he's going to be healing up the team, rezzing as much as he possibly can. Ripple picking up two. Both supports, that's really important, as Bullhit managed to kill Haking with the
Haking definitely doing a majority of that work right there with that Death Blossom, and does turn it back over. They may get back up to 100% here by the time. I mean, they're holding really aggressively far up. They want to get close to 99% as they can, as Moonheart, Seagull are going to come back up with no ultimates. I mean, within the fight they may get some, but it'll be interesting.
Haking should get his up pretty fast if he's shooting into those tanks. They have both a Roadhog and a Winston for him to just get ult charge, as Ambi almost gets hooked off the edge. Mercy getting hooked into the middle but doesn't get killed. The grab comes out in the high noon. All the shots deflected back into Hershey. The Death Blossom is going to clean up those final kills, and they are going to retake, and this is going to be the first round for them.
You're going to grab it in a lot of flanking from either teams. I'll say it right there. Haking, I mean, both Reapers doing what they're meant to do. Getting, I mean, obviously melting tanks as best they can, but also flanking and constantly going for Mercies and, you know, Zens or whatever have you. Backlines.
See some hero swapping here as we move into Control Center. on the Zhang Tower. Wouldn't be surprised to see a Junkrat here as they push up to the higher, kind of the higher tier platform over to the side.
I mean,
Upper level.
If you have the communication, Junkrat can be probably the, you know, obviously depending on your composition as well, it can be like the best hero to play as. Hey King, now going to Junkrat here, because you can hold entire corridors just by yourself as the rest of your team.
Yeah, especially on this map with these tiny corridors and a lot of small kind of flanking routes for him to just completely shut off for them.
Oh yeah.
They can focus their defensives to a more, into a solid direction. Nick's gonna charge into Met, but Met is gonna be being healed up by his Mercy as Ambi gets rezzed by Adam. Jumps into the middle of the entirety of Moon x Seagull.
I mean, it was a good resurrection there for him, but he just quite couldn't get it in the cacophony of that. But right now, Adam trying to flee for his life, as right now Hanky is trying to get him down. But even Hershey is getting far in. They're going to have to probably evacuate or maybe even push up farther. It looks like that's what they're going to do. Even throwing out 3 ultimates here to
gotta
really
get
shut them down.
They want to be able to hold this one choke point because with a Junkrat, if you can hold this choke point specifically, there's not a whole lot of places they can push in. In fact, you can completely see them push up to the higher ground, and your team can rotate to that.
The Flame Strike is going to call out the Resurrection on Bullhit there. A very good point holding this early choke point here. And even though they wasted a lot of ultimates here, it may be in their favor as they're still just getting just random, you know, kills here. Mickey going down as well. They're even throwing Graviton Surge.
Riftbolt is behind them, but the entirety of his, or the most of his team at least, is already dead, and there's not much to do. Adam's still in Valkyrie, just trying to heal up and fly around. That res might not be what you wanted there because they know he's to the left now.
Adam should have held on to that resurrection.
Yeah.
Now he has to wait another 20 or 30 seconds rather for that, you know, cooldown to be away. But now it's time for Moon Love Seagull to get back on point and defend a little bit more, much more defensively.
Team Fanfic over here is going to be putting up a very impressive front for their defense, and Ripple gets only Hanky in that. But Hanky does get rezzed.
Hanky lost his sound barrier because he's in the middle of doing that while Death Blossom came out, and the rest of the team met with his whole hog. He's going to push people back. Hershey, the last one there, they couldn't quite get above 90%, but that's fine. They had a great hold in front, but now it's time for Wet Lemons to have their choice as Mickey on.
That might have been a fat finger.
Fat finger. Oh, Bullhit. What are you doing, my man? Mickey now in Junkrat.
It's a very similar thing that happened last round where Moon x Seagull, you know, they got their game to 89% actually. Oh! And Wet Lemons, that was a big tire from Mickey. Yeah, similar things happened last round where Wet Lemons managed to retake the point right at about 89 and 90%, and they managed to hold it completely to even it up. Let's see if they can do this again and maybe turn the favors in there to their side and pick up a round.
Well, Riftbolt here is going to have to come back as the rest of his team is just stuck on point as the tire once again actually gets destroyed by Mickey's martyrdom essentially.
Yeah, Mickey's
Moon x
passive.
Just,
that was
what a clean round there. And looks like, well, I mean, yeah, they're gonna take this.
Yeah,
95% inclined.
Being able to push through this for them. Oh, it looks like Adam's gonna go all the way around. Does he have the opportunity? No, nothing to fly to.
Moon loves sea.
Yeah.
They're gonna take it. 2-0. Actually, Nick coming out with that sweet play of the game. The fat finger from the full hit.
Not the tire.
Surprisingly, yeah. I think the tank
because he shut down some
kills.
ultimates.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full hit once again.
Yeah, getting the offensive assist card.
Yeah.
As Zenyatta should, honestly. I mean, you got nothing. I mean, you throw the orb, do a bunch of damage.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like the Moon X Seagull, Moon loves Seagull. You know the drill. They are moving on to the next round.
Oof. They live on. Now the treat bears fruit, blah, 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 all those other
Yeah.
analogies and whatnot.
Now, when life gives you lemons, make a fan fiction. They will be going on to the winners of Thought Patrol versus Draft Team 5. On the other end of the bracket, we have Winnable with Big Bus going off and 999 versus Team Enigma. The winner of those two games will play in the semi-finals. And after that, grand finale.
Absolutely.
We're going to be taking a short break, correct? As the teams finish up their games. And hopefully you stick around.